I would like, now we're ready for the formal presentation, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to remind the honorees to stand by after you get your awards. Is there any place that we should have? In the very back of the room, Bud says, because the National Enquirer photos have been very blurred the last time we did this. So I would like to point out, and I will probably see you before this evening is over, but I love you all very much. I respect animators. I always have. And it is a great pleasure for me to be here tonight. I'd like to turn it back to Bud and Karen right now for the formal presentations. Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, everyone knows that animation is a pantomime art. That means we don't go too much with dialogue. So please, we do have 41 people that are going to receive the awards, and I think a thank you would be sufficient. Thank you.
The following honorees were unable to attend tonight's banquet: Joe Barbera, Dick Bickenbach, Lars Bourne, Jim Carmichael, Al Euchster, Emery Hawkins, Harry Love, Nick Tafuri. Lou Abbott, would you come up for your award?
What would you like to be remembered for in the business?
Well, I like to think to be remembered as one of the individuals who actually first formed a cartoonist union.
And that was back in Fleischer.
That was back in New York. But we did win a contract, and a very good one.
Well, as I said, I'll keep it short. Thanks, everybody. And I want to thank everyone who thought of this evening. Thanks again.
Tom Barron.
I graduated from high school 1933, summer, June 33. Went to work immediately.
Where'd you go to
And I've been working ever since. Leon Schlesinger at Warner Brothers Sunset Studios. Tendler was my director at Fleischer Studios, 1940.
What can I say other than thanks?
They started them young years ago.
They sure did. You better believe it.
Bob Bentley.
When did you get in the business?
1929. Thank you. Good to see everyone again. I haven't seen some of them I haven't seen for 30 years.
Bill Carney.
Bill, how long have you been in the business?
Well, Lord knows, should I tell the truth?
He's still a leprechaun. He always has been.
Since 1934.
Thank you. I feel like a celebrity tonight. And all of the autographs I signed, I never realized, I probably am running for president or something.
And as long as I'm in the movie business, I never was in front of a camera before.
Oh.
And now I feel like I'm being famous.
Chuck Couch.
When did you get in the business, Chuck?
1929.
Did you enjoy your career in animation?
I'm still in it.
Thanks for 50 years of fun.
Yeah, I'm still
What are
working.
you doing now?
Story,
Where?
Hanna-Barbera, gags. I'm one of the few gag animals.
Seamus Culhane.
And you're writing a book now.
I wrote a book.
You wrote it. Got a publisher?
It's getting bounced around. It's a large book. It's about 500 pages.
A lot of pictures?
About 150.
I I'm that glad to be here.
It covers the animation era in the movies until about 1972, when I was, the end of the shorts.
Paul Fennell. Or Fennell.
Is there any particular memory that's special to you?
Probably some of the work that I did in the service of our unit did the landing at Normandy with all the beach obstructions and stuff before they, very highly classified work before they made the landing at Normandy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that was the most interesting thing and probably the most useful thing I ever did.
Frizz Freeling.
You were in the silent day, weren't you?
With Walt, yes, with Disney. I stayed with Warner's because it was a little exciting. The MGM was a question mark, so that's why I came back to Warner's, because I was familiar with the characters and I loved what was being done. I'm glad to be one of the 41.
Is there anything you'd like to be remembered for?
Well, they'll have to pick out what they remember me by. I can't do that.
Ed Friedman.
I'd like to be remembered for trying to help the younger ones that are coming up. Fellas that need a little boost.
The old young ones. Thanks a million.
And as long as I don't feel my age, I may as well keep on working.
John Gentinella.
And what would you like to be remembered for?
Well, I had a lot of fun in this industry. I met a lot of fine people, very encouraging people, and I don't think anybody can ask for a better life than that.
Nice to be here.
Richard Hall.
When did you get in the business?
It was around 1930, but I got into the animation business anyway over at Fleischer's. Oh, I was there not too very long in 1930, and then I decided I'd like to come out to California, and I worked at Disney's out here, and Iworks, harmonizing.
Enjoy yourself tonight?
Oh, yeah. I've seen guys here I haven't seen for 50 years.
Bill Hanna.
I have had fun ever since I started, and it is still fun, and I am still working, and I still enjoy it. Thank God I'm still alive. I first came in the spring of 1930.
Cal Howard.
When did you come into business?
1930. Disney, until I got fired about 2 years later. I was 64 when I went back, and I'm still with them. But I'm working at home now because I have a cataract in my right eye, and I keep turning left.
Thank you, Raleigh Hills Outpatients.
Walter Lance was the first one that would let me do stories and gags with. That's where I got my start. And the first story I did for him, he took it and he says, "Cal, this is a really great story, because this is both good and original, because the part that is good is not original, and the part that is original is not good." I thought that was nice of him to say that.
Chuck Jones.
I think I started in 31, but it sort of fades off. I just celebrated the 50th anniversary of my 21st birthday. It was a much more graceful way than saying you're 71, right?
You've been mostly associated with one studio, Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yes. I was with Warner's for 1933 to 62.
I wanted to say that you've noticed that Grim Natwick is not on the list, and the reason is that he's the only person here who has been animating for 100 years. Thank you very much.
No, I think one of the most astonishing things is the fact that we're remembered at all. Well, all you can do is say, God, how lucky can you get? And that's why I never really wanted to be wealthy. What I really wanted to do was to do exactly what happened, and that was to be paid well for what you enjoy doing. You can't ask for better than that.
Jack Kinney.
You were an old guy when you started, 21.
Yeah. I started directing when I was about 26, I think. On Pinocchio, that was. I made it. Thank you so much. And from that point on, Pinocchio, I directed from that time until I left.
Yeah.
Features and shorts. Quite a few shorts. As a matter of fact,
You Donald Duck?
no, Goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah, How to Do series. Just a little bit of everything.
Eric Larson.
Okay, Harry, thank you.
Hicks Loki.
When did you first come into business, Hicks?
About 1925, and that was at Van Buren's.
Then you went to Fleischer?
Went to Fleischer's and was there until 1938. And came to California and worked with Walter Lantz for a spell, and then went to Walt Disney Studios.
And what have you been doing lately?
Working on the Smurfs, last thing.
Thank you.
What would you like to be remembered for in animation?
Well, and the one the most fun was the pink elephant sequence.
Dumbo.
Yeah, that was most fun because I had a lot of time to do it just like I wanted to.
Ed Love.
When did you come into business?
Late 30 or early 31.
What studio did you start with?
Walt Disney.
And what do you do today?
I work in the summer for Hanna-Barbera or my son.
Have you enjoyed your career?
Oh, luckiest guy in the world.
Thank you. My wife said I should have gotten a gold watch. But this is good. This is what I really wanted.
Anything you particularly want to be remembered by?
I just liked it. What would they remember me for?
Jack Ozark.
I started at when I was 17 on March the 4th, 1932 for Max Fleischer. I was animating way back on Gulliver's Travels. He animated the sequences of sewing his clothes. My Gucci background helped me. I'm very glad to say I finally finished the scene.
Do you have any particular thing that you want to be remembered by in the business, or some particular memory that...
Most of my work, my acting.
Ray Patterson.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say one word. There's somebody here that should be here before me, and that is George Gordon, who wasn't asked for some reason.
Next year. Val Vreeland Paul, our only lady recipient.
Well, I started in 1931 at Disney's, at the old studio, and then I became an inker, progressed along the line, and finally was a department head. I loved every moment of it. We were never creative artists in ink and paint, but we were craftsmen, dedicated to getting the work from animation check to camera with speed and accuracy.
Ed Rayberg.
Ed, when did you get into the business?
Well, I can say it about 54 years ago. It would be that much easier. I worked on the last silent black and white cartoon.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm 74. I'm looking for more. 2 months after I started there, why, the place folded. I should have known at that time that it was going to be a tough road to hoe.
Virgil Ross.
You've been in business since 1930.
Yeah, and I've been a number of places, but I ended up in 35 at Warner's, where I spent most of my years, about 30 years.
All I can say is hooray for Bugs Bunny.
That's the kind of stuff I like to do. I like to do the old full animation, like they did at Warner Brothers.
Ben Shankman.
Thanks very much. I started off as a 6-year-old genius, and here I am, a 39-year-old super genius.
Larry Silverman.
Larry, how long have you been in the business?
Well, since 1926. How many years is that? Let's see, 4 to 30? 52, 50, what is that? About 57 years, I guess.
Yeah. You worked at a lot of places, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
That you want to be remembered by when you work in animation, or some special memories that you had?
Well, I thought that we made some pretty good pictures at Harmonizing.
I just want to say thank you very much. I think this is a wonderful evening.
Mike went off, so in case anyone didn't hear, or Dave Tendler.
Business.
This is the 50th year party here. It's just been great. I've been in the business, if you want to count back, about 52 and a half to 53 years.
Oh, thank you all. I'm retired, but here's what I do now. Great, thanks again.
Most people do remember me for those old so-called classic Popeyes that we did in the 1930s.
Carl Urbano.
How long have you been in the business, Carl?
Since 1931.
Winklers?
I started with Winklers, which later became, what the heck's his name, his father-in-law. Mintz, Charles Mintz Studio.
Okay.
My home at the beach is still there. And I want to tell you, I wrote my own roofing section. I had about 6 of my kids here. Thank you very much.
What would you like to be remembered for?
Well, I think I did some pretty good animation in the years past at MGM, and I worked on Barney Bear.
So you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah. Every day in the business was a pleasure.
Carlo Vinci.
Do you have any special memories
enjoyed very much working for Tom and Jerry at MGM Studios.
I thought I was forgotten.
Bernie Wolf.
Thank you, everyone.
Rudy Zamora.
How long have you been in the business, Rudy?
Oh, God. Since 1927, the day that Lindbergh flew across the ocean.
That's with Pat Sullivan.
That's right.
Well, the price of being last. All the funny stuff is gone. Muchas gracias.
You work at home now, or?
Yeah. If I can do the work at home, fine.
Have you enjoyed your stay in business?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes. Sometimes I hate it. Like everybody. You know. Anybody says that it's great all the time, they're crazy. You know. So there are times you enjoy it, sometimes you don't.
Jack Zander.
What would you like to be remembered most for?
I don't know. It's been very satisfactory and gratifying profession, craft, or whatever. And the whole thing's been very satisfactory. So I think I'm convinced that it's a terrific art form.
Thank you. Lovely evening. Thank everybody for everything. It's wonderful.
Lou Zucker.
Thank you all very much. I'm always the last one.
I'll have to apologize for 3 of the trophies that were handed out in order to bring them over here. There has been a little bit of destruction. So, Jack, we will replace yours. And handing them out is really the only time I really noticed it. And Carl will get yours, and Rudy, yours. Either bring them over to the office. We do have others on the top, please. And then we will replace it. Thank you. Now, of course, I said replace the trophies because there's no way that we'll ever be able to replace these gentlemen. It's like Tom Yakutis had mentioned, we tried our best to start this rolling as far as trying to get a notification to the people that fully deserve it. It's very difficult for the people at the union office to be able to go back in this many years, really, because the union records only go back to 1953. So you can see we have to do quite a bit of researching and try to get back to the people that really deserve these honors. Now, please, the people that we have skipped this time, such as the gentleman that was mentioned, we do have others that we will honor next year. We have sent out these forms. We're requesting the people please return the questionnaires. And those are the ones we want to honor. So anyone that you know, notify the union office or tell them if they have gotten the questionnaires, will they please fill them out, tell us when they started the industry, where they had worked, so we have the privilege of being able to honor them. Now please, back to Gary Owen.
Primarily what we'd like to do right now is make sure that all of you winners go to the back area for the photographs, because they'd like to have these group photographs for the class photos. That's right. Yes, that's right. We're going to be in the yearbook when we all graduate next year. So if you'll go toward, how will be the easiest way to do this, Bud? What do you think?
Just all of them to go back.
All right, everybody go back. It's a simple statement. We'll send a very large, mean person around to your table if you don't get back there pretty soon. So just go toward the back. They're going to take your photographs and do it in a group area there. So if you are one of the honorees tonight, please go toward the back where you see the lights over there. Again, congratulations to all 41 honorees. The very best to you. The very best. Thank you.